Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. I recently had an opportunity to go hunting in the wild for some comics, and this is something that I have not done in a long time, but I was able to pick up a couple of books that I'm going to show you in this video. In addition to that, I had a box that actually showed up here at the house from CGC, and we are going to open this up. I think I know what's inside, but if you stay tuned, we will find out for a fact what it is that has come back from CGC. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I definitely want to encourage you to go ahead and tap that button, turn on notifications, and that way you don't miss out on any of the content that comes out from my channel on a weekly basis. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the books that I managed to pick up this last weekend. And I will tell you, I also did not film at all this weekend. Did not film. I was actually out and about with my boy, trying to give my wife a little bit of time. So I took my boy away. She stayed with my daughter and they did a couple of things. So did not do any filming, but I did find a couple of cool books. The first one that I found is X-Men issue number 184. And this is the first appearance of Forge. Forge is one of my favorite X-Men characters from back in the day. This is actually a newsstand copy of this book. I have a ton of copies of this, but it was literally $1. Literally $1. So I went ahead and picked it up and will add it to my stack of other Forge first appearances. While we're on the topic of first appearances and the X-Men, I want to show you guys this book. This is Uncanny X-Men issue number 211. This too is a newsstand copy of this book. This is the first appearance of the Marauders. So again, another book that I have a ton of copies of, but I went ahead and snagged it. This one is actually the 25th anniversary issue as well. I'm actually in the process of trying to put together a nice little run of these books. Fingers crossed that I'll be able to find like that Care Bears cover, which continues to elude me to this day. Next up is a really awesome copy of a Captain America book. It is Captain America and the Falcon. The only thing, in my opinion, that's really special about this issue, that being issue number 171. Technically, there's three things. It's a yellow cover, which is the theme of this month. If you look behind me, all of the covers back there have a lot of yellow on them. So I saw that. I kind of dug that. The other thing is it has a date stamp on there, which I think is incredibly cool. And the last thing is that you have Captain America on the cover with Black Panther and Falcon. I just thought that this was a cool comic. Paid a couple of bucks for this one, but I just thought it was a cool comic nevertheless. So next up, this is the next two books are two books that I actually needed. I was not able to find these books in my 100K collection. That 100K is the number of books. I was not able to find it in the collection in my run. So I saw these two copies, decided to pick them up because I needed to have them. This first one is the first appearance of the Dinobots. This is Transformers issue number 8. Now, this is not a great copy of this book. It's not a great copy at all, but it is a copy of this book that I need for the run. You can see I paid $4 for this one, but a very cool book that I was, again, hopeful I would find in the collection, but alas, it did not. Next up is issue number 9. Again, not a fantastic copy of this book, but it was $4. It is also the first appearance of Circuit Breaker, and again, a really awesome yellow cover on this one. So again, just two books that I needed for the run. They were relatively inexpensive. I found them at like a thrift shop almost. It was like a odds and ends type of shop that had records and comics and toys and other types of goods being sold, or I should say resold. So it's a cool place. The guy tells me that he actually gets shipments in on a regular basis as he processes through collections. He grades books and he brings in a handful at a time. So it's cool to find those, and I'll probably hit that shop up again. While I was in the area at that shop, I actually hit a comic shop as well. Found this copy of Bunny Mask issue number 1. I want to say that this is the second print or something like that. I think the first print is actually red and black, if memory serves. Doing it completely off of memory. Saw this one, went ahead and snagged it. Maybe someone can tell me which print it is because I honestly did not look. The next two are two copies of some Miles Morales books. And technically, I didn't need any of these books, but I was in the shop. I was there with my boy. I wanted to spend some money to support the comic shop, so I picked up a couple of books. So this one is a nice Rob Liefeld cover right here. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 25, and this is a Deadpool Miles Morales cover. I did not snag this one previously when this book came out, but it was still on the shelf for cover price, so I went ahead and picked that up. And then the very last book that I picked up is issue number 28 right there. So again, just a couple of books. I don't know that I needed them, but I decided to go ahead and pick them up. So there you go. All right, so now on to this box. And when this box originally showed up here at the house, I thought that it was the order that I sent back to CGC. If you guys remember, I picked up, I had an order come in from CGC. It was a Batman Dark Knight book, and it appeared that 2 of the labels had been switched. I reached out to them, made arrangements, sent those comics back to them, and I thought that this is what was coming back to me. But it might not be that. It might not be that mechanical error corrected by CGC. And I think that, yep, it is something completely different. Good. All right. So instead of that, which is probably still en route to me right now, we actually have a couple of cool books that I sent in to CGC not that long ago that have now come back. And I will tell you that when I sent these books in, I knew exactly what they were going to be. I knew for a fact that they were going to be 9.8s. And sure enough, both books came back at a 9.8. We are specifically talking about, in this case, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic issue number 9. And I already have a copy of this in the collection at a 9.8. And now I have an additional copy or 2, a couple of extra copies of this book right here. And again, something about these Dark Horse books from Star Wars Dark Horse books, they tend to, if taken care of, they will come back at a pretty high grade. So again, now I have a total of 3 copies of this book right here. And so we will see. I will tell you that already 1 copy of this book is available on regiecollects.com. These other 2 copies are probably going to go up there as well, and hopefully someone will pick them up and will allow me to take those funds and put them towards my hopeful copy of Incredible Hulk issue number 1. A couple of cool books that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I certainly want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment behind and let me know what you think about the stuff that I showed. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do that on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.